Hi guys, and welcome back to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be learning how to build this kind of small sailing ship, kind of medieval style single sail ship, which is quite nice. It's a nice small build. It's not too big at all, and it's kind of got a nice shape to it as well, as being really simple to kind of put with your kind of other kind of ships. So the kind of main material that you're going to be using for this is these logs that you've got here. So you can use obviously any of the types of logs. I'm still on 1.6.4, so I've only got 4 different types. And in my texture pack, the jungle wood just looks really odd, so I don't usually use that one. But both of these are pretty good, oak wood and also spruce. But another thing you can also do is use all of your wood planks as well, so they can actually work really well as you know, for a nice change out. So you can always just use any of your wooden planks, and you've also obviously got now all of these. So there's loads of different kind of colour variations you can have with this, but I do recommend making it out of wood. So if you're on the Xbox, I don't think you have the sideways logs yet. Same for PlayStation 3, I don't think you can do these sideways logs. So you guys will actually have it just like this, which will still look absolutely fine. Obviously, if you're not too keen on it looking like that, just go with oak wood planks or something like that. That will look also equally as fine. So let's get started on this build. Okay, so for the water line on this one, I actually recommend having it, if I grab some water for example, I actually recommend having just one layer of water on this one because it's a really small ship, and it gives you kind of a couple of layers. So this is where you'll kind of, I recommend putting your water, but you could of course put it up one higher like that. That would also be absolutely fine, but I do recommend just having basically being one block in the water, so you guys that actually are building it underwater, it's going to be a lot easier for you guys as well. So I just need to get rid of all this water and then we'll get started. Okay, so I'm going to be building it on the ground, so yeah, if you're one underwater, so what you're going to do is you're going to have 3 logs coming forwards, just like this, and then you're going to go back and you can have 7, so they're just going again in a straight line. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The same on the other side as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then across the back, we're just going to turn the log across like this, and in the middle, just use your logs to fill it up like that. And next, what we're going to do is we're going to have 1 block on top of the last one. That's going to come forwards by 1. So you've got this kind of 2 here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to have a 3. So we've got 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to go out and have 5. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to go in and have a 2. So you've got this 1 block on top of here, and then at the back there's going to be a 1 going across again, and it's going to go the other direction yet again. I'll just kind of curve it around, so we'll do the same on the other side. So you've got 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you've got this 2, which is on top like that. And then yet again come to the front, and there's going to be 1 on top of this one here, and we're just going to go forward, so it's 2 in total. Then we've got another 2. Now we're going to have a 9, so you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we've got a 9, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, like that. And then we're just going to have 3 going across the back section like this. So you got your 2, and then your 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Just like that. And there's going to be a raised front and a slightly raised back. So if we come to the front, we're going to go yet again just on top of this, and we're going to have a 2. And then a 2, and then a 2, and same on the other side. So we got 2, and another 2 like that. And if we come to the back, what we're going to do is we're going to have 2 blocks on these last ones here. So we've got 2 here, and then just 3 going across the back, which will be basically on top. So we'll just get that for the basic part. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to fill in the floor. So this kind of middle section that we've got here, you just grab any type of slab. Because I'm making mine out of spruce wood, what I've done is I've used spruce wood slabs, but you could, if you've made it out of oak wood, use oak wood planks or slabs. It's really up to you. This one is really small as a ship, and actually you can't get underneath, unfortunately. Not unless you actually cut through some of this part and put in slabs right at the bottom of the ship. That would be underwater and nobody would actually see it. So you could do that if you wanted a kind of slight cargo hold. After you've done that, if we come to the back part, what we're going to do is we're just going to go around. The reason being, and the reason we've gone around this part like this and left this one down here, is because the actual wheel itself, which we can actually put in now. So all you need for that is a full block a trapdoor, levers or levers or however you want to say it, an item frame, and a cobweb, which is another way that I've been doing them lately as I've kind of looks a bit better. Oh, and a fence, of course, yeah, so I've already forgotten the fence. So we can actually just put that in now. So we just put in a piece of fence. You can put in any type of kind of wood plank, just to have your actual thing. And there's two ways you can actually do the actual kind of wheel part. You can either have a trapdoor on the front and the back, or on the actual kind of wheel part, put an item frame and then have a cobweb. Because the cobwebs are usually kind of circular like that. And then grab your levers and put them in and make them look like they're wrapping around like that. And that is how we build the wheel. And then if we come to the front, if we just grab, if we actually just go up by one more level on this front part with your slabs as well, so we've got this raised, or slightly raised, it's not really raised, but slightly raised back part here to actually go up to the wheel, look over, and also this slightly raised part here. And then if we come to this side part, we're going to have two fences on each side, and then two fence gates connecting in. So you've actually got this for your kind of cargo part. You could, if you wanted to, just leave this completely open, but I kind of like to put in fence gates. You've actually got these kind of gated areas like that. Okay, now for kind of the detailing around the ship, before we get onto the mast and kind of finish it off, we might as well kind of just do the kind of detailing around. The first thing we need to do is just on this top back part, we're just going to grab fence and just put fence around just the back part there. You could put it around the front as well, but I kind of like to make the back part look a little bit more pronounced, and using the fence going around it kind of does that. So then if you grab your trapdoor and come down on this one, we have two trapdoors here and then a button. And if we put a button on this part here and here, they have a trapdoor, then have two buttons, then a trapdoor, then two buttons, and then a trapdoor as well. So that's another kind of extra bit of detail there. So you've got a button, button, trapdoor, button, button, trapdoor, button, button, and a trapdoor like that. And then there's a couple of things you can do on this side part. You could, if you want to, add your fence up to here and actually attach it across. I'm not that keen on it because it makes the back kind of look too square. But another thing you can do is use item frames as well. Actually just put in item frames, even just across the back. I think that looks too messy, so I've just put them in these two corners here. And just put item frames inside the items frames, but of course you could actually put whatever you wanted to, but I don't know, something like that, or trapdoor, or it's kind of up to you what you want to do, but I just go with that. And then also grab a sign and name your ship. So I always put my ship on here and I call it Frog's Finger. That's what I'm going to call it. It's a small merchant ship, and it's called the Frog's Finger. There we go. Interesting name. So that kind of does the kind of detail on the sides. Also on the back. Another thing you can do, of course, is put ladder going up, which is also quite common. So actually taking out, well, not actually taking out the actual parts of the ship, but putting ladder up these two parts like that, or just going up by one of them and then having a button as well. You could actually, that actually looks pretty good. And trapdoor, button, button, ladder, button, button, trapdoor. So you can have that so that when you're in the water, you can actually jump up and get into your little ship. So I'm actually going to do that on my one. Just like that. So now let's build the mast and the sail. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to build a mast. So grab your kind of wood log again, leave a 2 block gap from this kind of back wheel here and go up by 9. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to already straight away kind of bend this kind of mast here. So what we're going to do is just kind of a 1. I'm going to come forwards, and I'm going to have this 3 going across like that. Same outside, so you got 1, and then this time we're going to go backwards, 2, 3. So we've got these 3 sets of 3, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 like that. Let's just add an extra 2 logs here, an extra 2 fence on top of that. And if we actually just go and add a block right behind, use some sort of coloured wall. I usually use the coloured wall on this part because it looks quite cool, so you can actually maybe stripe some colours. What I might actually do with this one is do yellow and red, for example. They have, for example, a colour here, then you're going to come forwards and kind of diagonal, and there's going to be 2. Then what we're going to do is we're going to drop down. Actually, I want yellow wall for that. We're going to drop down to this level, and then add another one there. So you can kind of mess around with something like this. I actually think this looks absolutely terrible now. So what I might do is actually just switch out this and have a mainly red one with maybe a little bit of yellow there, and maybe one there, possibly. Something like that. So it gives you a kind of, you can see how different it looks from the blue one to this one, so it can give you a really good kind of different style. So let's come to the sails. Okay, and for the sails, grab either something like white wool. With this texture pack, the white wool is a bit different, as you can see. So you got just wool, as it has this kind of box thing around it. So what I actually use with this texture pack, which is John Smith Legacy, is I use snow, but most of you guys are going to be using white wool, but you can always use snow as well. So I'm just going to go over this first technique, which is kind of just tying it up basically. So if you just come forwards, and you're just going to basically outline and come forwards and down by one like that, and then just to finish it off, go inside this time and also down, and don't worry about the main log there, just leave it, which will give you that, which is a really basic kind of tied up sail. And then with your fence, you just come in behind and add a fence in to kind of make it look like it's connected in. Another detail that I actually did on this one is I actually put buttons on these masts here. So you've just got these buttons like that. Don't bother putting one in there because you actually get that main fence coming off there. But that gives you that kind of design. Another thing you can actually do is, before we actually put in all of these parts, which we will be doing near the end, you can actually put a ladder going up as well. So you can actually get your ladder going up. If you wanted to, you could actually not do this back part and actually just have it so that you can kind of get to the top, or not, as in my case. But so that's the kind of tied up sail version. Both of these parts will be the same, so if you want the tied up one, just wait until the end or just skip the video to the actual end part. Now let's do the kind of full sails as if it's actually at sea. Okay, so we're just going to make the rough pattern I always do with all of mine. So we've got, it's going to go out by one here, and it's going to go two. Then we're going to go out and have a three. And then we're going to go in and have a one, like that. So then all we're going to do is we're just going to create this pattern on each of these, and because the mast goes back, we're going to just drag this back as well. So we'll just get this. Pattern in here, and then just do it once more. Like that, and that gives us a very square kind of basic sail to work with, and now I'll show you how to shape it. Okay, so for shaping the sail, what we need to do is, this is not going to be a direct tutorial because it's a really kind of weird kind of thing actually shaping them. But all you want to do is you want to kind of get rid of these, where you've got these kind of square edges here. And you can see there's actually basically 4 edges here, where you've got these kind of basically right angles here. So what you want to do is you actually want to smooth that out. So something like that, and you can see how much better that looks already. So we're just going to do this in here, and also take one out back here, and we'll fix the fence later. And we're also going to take this one back there. And this also looks too straight, so we'll take this one out. And I think down here could do with a couple of them out. I'm just going to take 2 out just to change things up. And 1 down here. And 1 there. And there. And also we could put this one back as well. So okay, so there's a rough kind of shape. We could actually just make a little cross here. That gives us a kind of nicer shape for a sail, a lot better than we had before. And this one as well I want to take back. So you can see there's a lot of kind of little bits that we actually work with. So that gives us a kind of basic shape. Now what you want to do is just take out a couple in the middle and also on the bottom. So we go, so then you get this curve going this way and a curve going this way. And we're also going to add the extra kind of these bits. I can't remember what, I'm not really too sure what they're called, but those bits are just coming off the ship, so we just add a couple of these like that. And the best way to do it is just do random blocks. And what we want to do here as well is we want to create a curve going this way. So I'm actually going to bring a couple extra forwards, possibly. like this maybe? Yep, that one looks too far, so I might just bring this one down from there, and that looks a little bit better. And we'll do the same on the other side as well. So we just want to kind of create this way that goes back a little bit like this, and the same with the kind of underside for this one, like that. And then we'll have a look at it, and actually it doesn't look too bad, so we just need to add in maybe an extra block or an extra 2 blocks there, and already I can see this massive square, so we'll just take that one out there. So there we go. So that gives you the kind of fully rigged sail. So that's the kind of rough way that I do it. I just do it in the square kind of method, and then work back off it. And make sure that when you have done that, grab your fence and just kind of connect it in, and we'll take off that one there because it's no longer used, but just connect it in the back, even if it's just off this part. So I'm just going to connect that in. And now we're just going to finish off the kind of rigging of this front part here. So for this front part, all you need to do is just get your fence and add 2 right to the middle mast, and then we're just going to go down, and then go forwards by 1. So you kind of got these sets of 2 which are kind of connected to each other. It's pretty easy, and we should end up right on the front part there, like that. Okay, and at the back what we're going to do is we're going to just grab this middle one and go up by a total of 3. So we've already got 1, then 2, then 3, then go towards the ship, and then go 1, 2, and 3. Towards the ship, 1, 2, and 3. And then this one, all I did is I actually went up and it kind of went a couple more until it just kind of hits right into the middle there. But that's pretty much it, guys. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this small tutorial on how to build a kind of small medieval ship, or small just general kind of box sail ship. I can't remember the actual name, square rigged or whatever it's called. So hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next tutorial.